Hey folks, welcome to Helen Roscoe Yoga on YouTube. I hope you're well. In this short practice today, we're going to explore the idea of openings. Now, openings can mean many things to many people. In the context of yoga and in terms of what I'm going to present to you today, let's think about it as an opening of a practice that enables you to not only feel more open in your body, let's say spacious or stretched or mobile, but also in the mind and in terms of what possibilities might be there for us in terms of those openings. There might be something that just lies around the corner for you, a decision, or perhaps you've been thinking about a new beginning. And sometimes when we practice yoga, it helps us to get perspective on things because we're slowing down and we're noticing how we feel, not just in a physical sense, but emotionally and mentally as well. So this is a gift for you to explore openings, and in whatever way that resonates with you, I welcome you to connect to what's happening right now in your life. Okay, so we're going to start standing. The breath is going to be key for this. So we'll take a few moments to find the breath, or connect to the breath. The breath is always there. It's just a case of you noticing and experiencing it for what it is. Okay, so feet parallel, toes roughly in line with one another. Just take a few moments to shuffle around on your feet, lifting your heels, lifting your toes, let your toes spread so that you can begin to feel grounded and connected to the earth, and just slowly settling into that position in your body. Notice how you're feeling physically, so become aware of sensations in your body, maybe areas of tension or ease, maybe the feeling of the air passing by your skin or the feeling of your hair touching your body. So just notice the sensations that you're coming across. And then bringing awareness to the earth, starting to become aware of your breath. I'd like you to connect to the idea of the inhale as being an opening, a possibility. So notice what happens as you breathe in. Notice what happens as you breathe out. Notice the coolness of the breath in your nostrils as you inhale. The warmth of the breath in your nostrils as you exhale. Place your hands over your collarbones, your upper chest. Notice the rise of your upper chest as you breathe in. And then the softening, the lowering as you breathe out. Welcome the breath with a sense of openness, a sense of possibility, because each breath in brings with it that possibility to nourish and support our entire being, to inspire, to regenerate. Then on the exhale, letting go of unnecessary tension, holding effort, so that we can be open and ready for the in-breath. Slide your hands down your body to your belly and just be aware of your breath here for a few moments. Just connect to your abdomen, your pelvis, your lower back. Breathe in to invite space for your abdominal organs to breathe with you. Exhale, letting go. Try not to hold on around your belly. You can follow the exhale naturally through your belly button, and it brings with it a natural support, engaging your inner abdominal tissues without force. You just lightly draw that abdomen in and then release on the inhale. Let your tummy be spacious. Slide your hands to the top of your hip creases when you're ready. Take a breath in, lifting your chin if it feels okay for your neck. On the exhale, hinge at your hips, slide your hands down, bend your knees as deeply as you need to. You might like to place your hands on some blocks here. And then release the crown of your head towards the ground. On the inhale, bring your hands onto your ankles or your shin bones and lift your chest away from your thighs, shoulders away from your ears. Imagine a straight line from your tail all the way to the crown of your head, and just sense that your spine is that line of energy. Inhale again, emphasize the spine, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. As you exhale, bend your right knee and take a little trip to your left-hand side as your left leg straightens, just looking over. Inhale back to your starting point, lifting the spine, lifting the chest. Exhale, bend your left knee, taking a peek over your right leg, over your right shoulder. Inhale back to your starting point, find that space, that sense of opening along the front of your body as if from your pubic bone to your collarbones. Exhale, twisting a little further if that feels okay. Inhale, center. Think of that space, that opening along your torso. Backs of the legs long. Exhale the other way. We're going to do this once more on each side. Come back. Inhale. Exhale and turn. So each breath in, that new opening that brings you into shape, prepares you then for your next step on the exhale as you turn. Go with the exhale. Lift your chest. Breath in. Exhale, fold forwards and down. Release the crown of your head. Bend the knees as you breathe in. Really anchor down through your feet. And then exhale, lift up through the backs of your shoulders. Inhale, take the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to the center of your chest. Notice how it feels to breathe in. Notice how it feels to breathe out. Breathing in, this time take the arms up towards the sky, open the palms up above you. If it's okay for your neck, you can look up, otherwise keep the chin parallel to the ground, back of the neck long. Just take a few moments to explore your length here. So you've been in that forward bend, start to open up a little, all the way along the front of the body. Keep that sense of openness and then let it expand into the back of your body. Maybe there's something for you to lean back towards there at the back of your shoulders. Try not to push your hips forwards. If there was a wall behind you, imagine your hands could just reach and lightly touch the wall behind you, and keep breathing into that space, that sense of opening through the front of the body, all the way towards the sky. And then come back to your starting point, hands in the center of your chest. Just take a moment there, snuggle the chin in, take a breath in. As you exhale, slide your hands down the legs towards the ground, releasing through the crown of your head, and then breathe in and bend your knees deeply. And just see if you can go a little further now, taking your bottom in the direction of your heels. Now, if that's not possible, we're going to stay in a more upright position here, a half squat. So you're either in a low squat or a half squat. I'm going to go into the low squat. Palms together in a prayer position. And then let them open out in front of you as you breathe in, and just sense that there is an opening there. And then I'm going to invite you to take a mudra that one of my teachers, Eric Schiffman, taught to me. It's called Cosmic Mudra. And it's about recognizing what you see in front of you, recognizing others in front of you, all beings. Invite a little sound. So to take this mudra Your hands start, you can always come up onto the balls of your feet here as well. So the hands are in a prayer position, and then let them part. Finger and thumb come together, and then wave it. Making a bit of sound there as you exhale. And what Eric would do is he would kind of be around the room as if kind of opening to each of us and saying, "Hi, I see you." So perhaps think about what your opening might be and just recognizing that it's there for you in this playful way. Okay, I'd like you to bring your hands down in front of you, come onto all fours. If you need a blanket here for your knees, just bring a blanket in place. Shoulders in line with your wrists, knees in line with your hips. As you exhale, round in through the navel. Spine joins in, arcing towards the sky. As you inhale, navel releases, pelvis releases, ripples along the spine, chest is spacious, chin can lift if that feels okay. On the exhale, round up through the navel, stretching into your back, arcing up. On the inhale, release the navel. Just let that sense of openness come as if from your pubic bone all the way to your collarbones, along your neck, into your face, maybe even into the crown of your head. So just explore this a few times, this cat-cow shape, rounding on the exhale, lifting up through the navel, and then lengthening, 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 finding that open shape as you breathe in. Once more. And then take your pelvis back towards your heels. Let the crown of your head come down to the ground. Just let your arms rest in front of you. And then walk them out a little way further so that your arms are long. And with a breath in, press into the ground and send your tail back behind you and have a little wobble here. Shifting your pelvis one way, then the other. Come back onto all fours. Find your breath once again. Inhaling here, welcome that new breath. As you exhale, take your hips to the left, look over your left shoulder. And then exhale and go the other way. So just think of these different directions that are being presented to you here. And you could explore this as a sense of opening along the sides of the body. All these different directions that we can explore through practice help to give us that sense of purpose and direction as we walk away from our yoga mat. And go with a sense of curiosity. How does one side feel compared to the other? And in a moment, I'd like you to come back to neutral. Take your pelvis back towards your heels. Press your hands out into the ground in front of you, just deepening that forward bend as you wriggle your tail a little. Sigh the breath. Come back as you breathe in, all fours. And then just exploring that little sideways movement. As you exhale, take your hips, look over your shoulder, and then when you follow your breath, lift up into the arc. Take your pelvis the other way, look over that shoulder, and then find that cow shape where your chest is emphasized, wiggling your hips the other way. So like a barrel roll. And your hips lift up, your tail comes in, the spine rounds, and then it goes the other way as you extend your tail back behind you. Lift up through the navel, exhale, stretch across the back of the body. And just start to explore these openings now. In your knees, in your pelvis, along your shoulders, into your spine. Maybe let the elbows bend a little. And over the next few rounds of doing this, I invite you to take this movement into bigger, more expansive movements. So circling the hips around your knees, lifting your chest, rounding in, just explore the possibilities. This is our posture from all fours within which to really explore your openings. And I think it can be really useful to have a safe posture like cat-cow, but then when we begin to get really intuitive and really explorative, let your head roll into this. You can explore those openings that are presented to you in a safe way, from a place that we know, from a position that we're familiar with. Whenever you feel ready to pause this, if there's any positions you'd like to just stay in for a breath or two, maybe that forward, upward raised dog position, but with the knees down, lifting the chin, and then eventually coming back, pausing for a moment. Just take the weight off your wrists, let your head rest heavy. And when you feel ready to come up on the other side, just walking those hands in again, deep in your forward bend. This time as you come up, try to pull the ground towards you as you lift yourself up to all fours. And start going the other way. So you take your hips to the right first and then barrel them over to the left. So they're small movements to begin with, and maybe this is where maybe this is your container for your practice. Just keeping those movements a little bit more contained. It has to feel safe and it has to feel supportive. Enough for you to feel like there are openings occurring without going too far. If you'd like to explore this a little further, then what we do is we begin to take the pelvis as if we're drawing circles around the knees with the pelvis. So we start to open those circles up. If you think of a ripple on a pond or a lake, and that ripple when we throw a stone, how the ripples expand out to the edges of the pond. That's what we're doing here. We're just starting to open up. And then inviting even more open, rangy spaces within the pose. So the hips go back. They can come all the way forwards if that feels okay for your spine, for your shoulders, for your wrists. And then maybe there's some kind of flowing, twisting, spiraling movements that are happening in here. Anything is possible for these openings to occur, looking around the space. And then once again, if you'd like to pause in that open shape, maybe looking up before you recoil in on yourself. Find a version of child's pose that works for you. Support your head if you need to. Blankets between the thighs and your calves or underneath your knees. Just soften here into this closed, safe container of a shape. And when you feel ready, unfurl yourself like a fern leaf, opening up at the start of spring. Opening up gradually, and just let your chin be parallel to the ground. Your shoulders release away from your ears. Hands rest on your lap. And we'll just take a few moments here to notice how we feel. Find a seat you can rest into for a minute or so as you become aware of your breath once again. Allow this sense of openness to expand further with each breath in, almost like it can go beyond your being. If you place your hands over your collarbones, again, like we did at the start, and you breathe into your hands, can you sense the breath expanding out into the space in front of you, around you and behind you? And then as you exhale, come back to yourself. And you might like to do that over your tummy as well, just noticing the breath in your belly. And acknowledging that an opening might be very, very small, or it might be a big opening, And whatever we're faced with, to take it in a mindful, caring way, a nurturing way, that the openings will be much more greatly received and experienced. If we rush, then we'll miss them. We won't even know that they were there. Okay, hands together at the center of your chest. Just take a few moments to acknowledge your practice. Let your head release in the direction of your hands. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this exploration of openings. Please do leave a comment or two in my comments, and if you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.